Digital play and learning. Psychologists have noted that play is essential for children's development. It's not only supplements learning, but it also necessary for it. As play-based learning research shows, digital play offers children opportunities to experience enjoyment and live out playful intentions in online spaces. Types of digital play. As in the offline world, virtual games can offer children opportunities to explore and create, to enable play workers to identify children's offline play. Play worker Bob Hughes described 16 types of play. Marsh and her colleagues studied digital play in children under 5 years, playing on tablets, and observed most of these 16 types of play. A common feature of digital play with apps witnessed by Marsh et al. Was imaginative play. For example, children treated digital pets as real animals and pretended to care for them. Marsh et al. Also observed deep play in digital environment, such as when 3-year-old April played the app Temple Run, though she described the game as scary. She also wanted to play it again. Marsh et al. Highlighted that in deep digital play, children experience similar feelings of tension and fear as in risky offline play. It may be easier to switch some digital games off if they are causing too much emotional stress than it would be to leave deep play in a physical environment, suggesting children could have more control over digital play. However, game design often strategically deploys suggestion and rewards to encourage players to continue. And a player's psychological drive to continue will often be strong, as demonstrated here by April. In Marsh et al.'s study, they found one type of digital play that was not reflected in Hughes' framework of 16 play types. Transgressive play occurred when children played in a way that differed or transgressed from the app designer's intention. In 3-year-old GarDjinn's activities when playing alpha blocks on the CBC's Playtime app, rather than placing alphabet blocks on the line underneath a word he was supposed to spell, he swiped the blocks to the top of the screen to make it disappear, then realized it to bounce back on the screen while saying peekaboo. Marsh et al. Proposed adding transgressive play to Hughes' framework with the following definition: play in which children contest, resist, or transgress expected norms, rules, and perceived restrictions in both digital and non-digital context. Well, do you think it's not already thought of and programmed that way because it bounces back and goes peekaboo? That doesn't just happen, you know. While Marsh et al. Note this omission in Hughes' framework, ideas of transgression exist in other conceptualizations of play, games, and childhood. Furthermore, one of Hughes' 16 play types was missing from Marsh et al.'s analysis of children's digital play: rough and tumble play. This relates to physical contact, such as a child climbing onto a parent's back who is on all fours, pretending their parent is a horsey, active or exercise games like Wii Fit, Just Dance, or VR games, offer physical activity and interactivity, but cannot replicate the physical touch of offline rough and tumble play. Finally, one of Hughes' 16 types of play was difficult to identify in virtual environments. Recapitulative play can occur in all play types, where children might explore history, ritual, myths, and play in ways that resonate with activities of our human ancestors, lighting fires, building shelters. It is seen offline when children build dens and shelters or light fires, usually in natural environments, However, Marcia Tell did observe it in children's play of a game called Minecraft. More on this later. Marcia Tell study enables us to see that digital play can offer children similar experience to offline play and should not necessarily be viewed as harming children's cognitive development. Instead, Marcia Tell demonstrate that digital contexts change what play looks like and tools used to engage in it. In offline play, the physical features and social aspects come from seeing and being able to touch those who are playing. In online play, social aspects come from playing online while in the same room as other players, or online community where communication takes place through text or voice chat. Despite looking and being different from play in the physical world, digital play can provide some of the same benefits. You do realise you can play an offline game and still talk and use audio and text in a chat room. It's still a bit irrelevant. Granick, Global and Engels note that playing video games can foster social and emotional and technical skills that can help children and young people to develop into rounded individuals. Further studies show an overlap between young people's online and offline worlds. Young people were found to interact online with the same peers they socialised with at school, and online context strengthened offline relationships. Indeed, researchers have long suggested that separating children and young people's engagement in physical and virtual environments is futile. Instead, we can note that fluidity of movement between these spaces, where experiences unfold, intersect, and emerge along a continuum. One game that has become a global phenomenon and the world renowned for emerging online with offline communities is Minecraft. Minecraft replicates many positive aspects of play, so it challenges some of the blanket concerns experienced by virtual worlds or virtual gaming. However, as noted earlier, a key aspect of offline play is not replicated by digital play, includes tactile experiences. Exploratory tactile experiences such as messy play, feeling bags, or kicking are necessary for helping children develop and understand sensory experiences and accept certain smells, tastes, and textures. Furthermore, as most digital games rely on sight and sound, they are inaccessible to children and young people with visual and/or hearing impairments. To evaluate the success of digital play opportunities for learning and play participation for all, it is important to consider how all children and young people have equal access to similar learning experiences. Digital apps and children's physical development. Many educational smartphone and tablet applications have been developed to increase language, literacy, and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics skills for preschool children. Examples of organisations creating educational experiences or revision opportunities inside BBC Bite Size BBC 2022. However, being on screen rather than in the physical world might cause underdevelopment of physical skills, such as in finger muscles. In the report in the UK newspaper, the head paediatric occupational therapist at the Heart of England Foundation NH Trust, Sally Payne, highlighted that children are not coming into school with the hand strength and dexterity they had 10 years ago. Children coming into school are being given a pencil, but that are increasingly not able to hold it because they don't have the fundamental movement skills. Over-reliance on touchscreen and thumb use of game controllers reduces children's fine motor abilities to grip pencils, which are necessary for handwriting. Children must be exposed to handwriting and drawing activities from an early age to establish the appropriate brain patterns that are beneficial for learning. However, this could occur either with a stylus and tablet or traditional paper and pencil. Some apps for young children provide opportunities to trace over letters, replicating sand or foam writing activities. Minecraft, an early 21st century phenomenon. In August 2021, 13 years after its initial release, Minecraft had over 141 million players monthly, and players often include very young children. Their enormous popularity has surprised many. Minecraft is described by its developers, Mojang Studios, as a sandbox video game, akin to a creative sandpit in which children play, creating a new game each time. There are high levels of freedom and creativity in games like Minecraft and The Sims, another 21st century game popular amongst young people, which often lacks set objectives or predetermined goals, allowing for emergent gameplay, where the player chooses how they interact with the game and create narratives. Although Minecraft provides tutorials for users, players can play in ways developers had never anticipated. The open world virtual environment Minecraft provides is a perfect example of open-ended digital play. It incorporates all of Marsh Attell's redefined 16 types digital play, apart from rough and tumble play. Many have described Minecraft as having similarities with Lego, not least due to the block-like appearance of the characters and the environment, but also the opportunity to develop spatial awareness skills and children's agency through their choice. Minecraft can be played alone and with friends and family over local area networks, or with other players over the internet, highlighting the social opportunities this game offers. It can also be played in two modes: creative, where all resources are freely available, creative construction is allowed, and avatars can fly, and survival, where players are restricted as their avatars are not able to fly. They can be injured by falls and hostile creatures, and they must manually collect resources to build structures. Survival mode creates competition and a lack of freedom that is not present in creative mode. These gameplay features allow players to choose the level of skill required from the gaming experience, providing the player with a sense of control. A final important feature is the opportunity of collaboration. Studied how children play Minecraft, nearly half of the parents reported their children most often played Minecraft with others. This suggested that claims about digital play being predominantly solitary appear overstated, at least in the case of Minecraft. Minecraft might be the perfect example of how digital play can replicate offline play due to its open-ended nature, varying skill levels, creative engagement, and opportunities for collaboration. Furthermore, many apps like Endless Reader and Endless Numbers for kids can teach children to read with online tools to capture sounds, write by tracing with their fingers, and conduct early math calculations by playing independently. Children with developmental delays, nonverbal autistic children, and other neurodiverse children who require language and communication support can communicate using augmentative and alternative communication on tablet devices, pressing pictures or symbols to have an assistive technology speak. Other muscle building, growth, and motor activities such as cutting and sticking, climbing, running, and pulling ropes are not represented in most digital play. However, virtual reality and video game consoles with motion-sensitive features like the Nintendo Switch offer in-game actions, such as running in place, squatting, jumping, and so on. Digital play and learning offer developmental opportunities that differ from those offline, but that can be beneficial. Key points: physical and digital play and learning experience can merge along a continuum. Although a digital play occurs in different contexts, it can replicate many experiences of playing physically and traditionally toys and games. Digital devices cannot replicate all physical skill opportunities for all children and young people, but offer development opportunities that may also be beneficial. Playing computer games can develop a range of developmental, social, and emotional and technical skills. Exploitation of children in virtual spaces. As we've seen, screen use at home, digital play, and digital learning opportunities offers ways for children and young people to merge and intersect their experiences between physical and virtual spaces with much success and offer excellent opportunities to learn, socialize, and play. However, risks should be considered when exploring young people's virtual worlds, including how children and young people are treated and how spaces are regulated. As Simone van der Hoff et al. Highlighted, the virtual worlds in which children grow up are increasingly commercialized, referring to the rights articulated in the United Nations Convention of Rights of the Child. Van der Hoff et al. Note that the virtual environment, children and young people need protection against the myriad of economically exploitative practices. An in-depth study for the European Commission of 25, the most popular online games, revealed that in all advert games in which products are advertised, children and young people were not only subjected to embedded advertising, but also to multiple prompts to make in-app purchases. Advertisements and prompts to purchase have significant effects on behavior, with children more likely to eat sweets after viewing adverts and high-energy snacks, more likely to spend money if prompted. Not all games contain embedded advertisements, and in-app purchases are usually locked for under 13s, assuming that their correct age has been entered. But it is important for families to understand the safeguarding and process of reporting violations that underpin games that they are using. Games that allow children to design digitally and to make and set the rules are becoming more visible in education, even in school lessons, indicating they may be a positive experience. Roblox, a game site launched in 2006, allows the users to create games that they and others can play in a large virtual world. As of 2019, Roblox had a library of over 50 million user-generated games and more than 100 million active monthly players. It is described by the developers as a global platform where billions of people gather together every day to imagine, create, and share experiences in immersive, user-generated 3D worlds. In August 2021, the investigative video journalist alleged that the platform encourages children game developers to make games for other users, but makes it next to impossible to profit from the games they create, stating that it is very challenging to make money on Roblox, and Roblox profits from people trying. They argue that encouraging children to create games for the platform, but not remunerating them, is a form of child labour. Conversely, Roblox state that instead of exploiting children, they feel that they are providing them with the opportunities to build experiences by teaching them the fundamentals of coding, digital civility, and entrepreneurship, and that they have developed many begin their career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yet boundaries between work and play appear ambiguous. Further transparency around children's creative contributions is required. This may infringe Article 31 and 32 of the UNCRC that assert that children's right to relax and play and to be protected from economic exploitation. This further indicates a need to understand the fluidity between physical and virtual worlds and the principle that rights of children hold offline also apply online. Children can be further exploited online when data about them are used in the commercial world. In the current era, data can be used to learn, deduce, and infer much more about individuals than ever before. Children's online behavior is continuously recorded, often sold, analyzed, and acted upon. Advert games, such as Big Bumpin' on Xbox game, paid by Burger King, collect personal information from the player to make the game visually more attractive to them, thereby making them more susceptible to the product. Internet-connected physical toys can record children's conversations, analyzing and remembering them, and may integrate targeted references to products in those conversations. These data can be used to build a profile that is sold on the internet to advertisers and others, contributing to a child's digital footprint, which games and other apps use to make automated marketing decisions, such as targeting them with ads and features. They will respond to, offering and withhold certain rights or options, and establishing learning analytics about them. The UNCRC right to privacy, Article 16, encompasses the right to data protection, the collection and processing of personal data. For instance, to profile a child should comply with legal requirements. In sum, and as noted earlier in the chapter, online platforms currently facilitate many unsafe practices through which children and young people can be exposed to harmful content and contact. Children can learn to understand regulations provided to them, protect them, consider how safe versus and how vulnerable they feel in situations, and explore how the data they share with others will be used. Yet the ways current system design do not generally give them the option to act with agency. For example, choosing to play a game, but opting out of having their data collected. Similarly, while parents and carers expect to monitor and protect children, expecting them to be able to do so within digital systems that are designed for exploitation and not suitably regulated for children and young people is unreasonable. Improving these systems is important not just to protect children and young people, but also because overprotection can lead them to being treated as passive objects of concern rather than moral agents of their own rights. There is also an opportunity to invite children to adopt a central role in technology research and innovation, involving children designing and making games through a particular design agenda can be empowering and enjoyable. Games like Roblox can be seen as a tool for empowerment, and when integrated into children's education, they could help combat the digital divide. However, this would require addressing power differences between adults and children and involving children as decision makers. Children and young people enjoy and can benefit from being online. Therefore, it is up to the adult creators and policymakers to actively explore ways that successfully invite children and young people to contribute to the design of these online spaces to minimize risks and maximize the opportunities. Key points. Children can be exploited online, and it is vital to consider the regulations and safeguardings in place. Children and young people can be targeted through gameplay by corporations for marketing and game development, often as infringement of their rights. Children have the right to separate play from economic game, and game developers should be required to be transparent about their intentions of game design. Children and young people are influential in the design of gaming experiences and offer a sense of agency and voice in design and can create positive experiences. Conclusion. This chapter's decision about children and young people's lives on and off screen have developed far beyond current mainstream media concerns about screen time, arguing that this oversimplifies children's current hybrid worlds of games, applications, and mobile activities. May have been challenged by the view that children and young people may experience benefits and more opportunities when engaging and participating in the virtual world. During the global COVID-19 pandemic, the virtual world facilitated communication and collaboration when the physical world was locked down. However, there were also barriers to engaging in these virtual worlds, particularly for those from more disadvantaged backgrounds. This chapter has explored how children can move fluidly between physical and virtual spaces in the new hybrid reality. This can lead to online exploration through exposure to harms, commercialization, infringements of privacy, and other rights. But those virtual worlds can also provide opportunities to play in different contexts and acquire different skills. Virtual worlds can offer children opportunities to learn many skills and develop in a fast changing world, offering children and young people a voice and agency in the research and design on their online practices can create more positive experiences.